In this video, we're going to look at preventative maintenance for the 5th generation Toyota Rav4. Specifically, those of us who are unfortunate to have purchased a convenience package that included the power tilt moonroof. If you are fortunate or unfortunate to have the convenience package on your 5th generation Toyota Rav4, you will be equipped with a powered moonroof and a powered lift tailgate cargo door, whatever it's called. I originally did not want this package. It was the only one that was available for me because I wanted the adventure specifically, so I had to get this package. And while I like the powered door because I can open it with my remote or the button over here, I do not like the moonroof. I never use it. I don't like it. It takes away from the headspace. And while it does add light to the car, I'd rather just have a long headliner and a sealed roof up there instead. There's a lot of bad things that could happen. The glass could break and you got to replace that, and that's very costly. The motors on this system could break and you just simply might not replace it at that point because that'll also be costly. And the worst thing that could happen, or I don't know which one's worse, but you could have water seep through and then flood and then get onto your headliner and then stain and wet your headliner. That's also an expensive part. So in this video, we're going to look at the drainages of our moonroof just to make sure that it's open and it's flowing well. You'll also be able to see what it looks like behind the headliner in case you have a problem. You might be able to diagnose it with the help of this video before you have to go to a dealership and pay them whatever they'll charge. From the driver's seat, we have our glass moonroof here. We have some plastic here. We have our motor and mechanism over here. This is where you plug in from your headliner to control the motor and the other features to either slide the window back or tilt it up and down. Over here we see some sort of metal stuff here. This is where the cover slides in and out and is also holding onto the frame of the Rav4. And we also see our drain pipe, which is what we're particularly interested in this video. So we have a glass, and this glass is sitting between a rubber seal all along the glass moonroof. And this rubber seal and the glass is not always waterproof. There's no such thing as waterproof. And eventually water makes its way between and it accumulates either onto this plastic or onto this metal from the top side. And as it accumulates, it drains through this drain pipe down over here. And there's also one on the passenger side as well. And then on the rear seats, same thing. There's another drain pipe going all the way to the back. This drain pipe for the back is based on what accumulates on the channel over here. And whatever I suppose is also over here. I can't really get a good picture, but there's another sort of plastic trimming here where water from the back side of the moonroof between the glass and the seal can also seep into. So between all four of these straight lines, there's opportunities to accumulate water and go to the drainage before it goes into your headliner. We are now inside of our moonroof. Back here is the glass that would sit up over here, and the rubber seal travels with the glass. It is not part of the Rav4. It's part of the glass right here. And then this is the cover, which doesn't travel. It only travels as far as where the window is, so I can't pull it forward, but it kind of travels along the groove right there. Over here we have a sort of wind deflector to reduce the wind noise that would take place if you were to have this open. This basically lifts up and allows wind to kind of travel a little bit up and over this hole. I have about 40,000 miles on my Rav4 and I've never opened or sealed or even looked at this, but this is very dirty. And this dirt is what allows micro channels to kind of be created and allow water to seep through. The water that does seep through, if we look at the railing over here, travels on that part right there. You can see how dirty that is. Water builds up in there and it either goes back into the tubing channels on the back of the Rav4, or it travels to the front where the tubing goes down the A-pillar and somewhere out over there. If we look at the front, we have our other channel, which is also very dirty. and water would accumulate in here and then travel down the tube. You can see I can see the opening quite clearly where the tube would start. It's hard to tell on camera, but it is there. Maybe I could like flash a light there and you can see it better, but that is where water goes. So in this area is where you might want to pour some water just to make sure that tube is open and water does come outside. And then same for this, you could put water in this channel just to make sure that the tube in the back is also open. So I will go ahead and demonstrate that next. With this little flashlight, you can kind of see where the water eventually makes its way through. There's a hole right there. You can kind of see it rounded out. That's where water would go into the tubing and then down the A-pillar. The outside of my RAV4 is dry, both in the front corner and the back corner. So when I do add water to the top, we should be able to hopefully see a wet spot somewhere on the floor. I'm gonna go ahead and take my kettle filled with water and pour it inside of these channels, and hopefully we'll see it in the front. Here's my water. I'm gonna pour it onto that black plastic trimming and see how it travels. Oops. So I'm pouring it in there. I'm gonna go ahead and stop, and I hear it coming out of there. Let's go outside and take a look. And there it is. So somewhere along this whole A-pillar, and it comes down right over here. So we know that channel is open and we are in good condition for any winter or rainy season. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it on the other side just to confirm that it works. And then we'll also pour it onto the channel over here, and hopefully we'll be able to get it out over here. I think the car is sitting kind of tilted forward, so I'm not sure that water will travel to the back, but we'll give it a chance and see. So here's the other corner of my RAV4. We'll take this water and pour it inside of here. And it looks like it is going down. If I open this door, it is showing up right there. So this one is also open. I will now go ahead and pour water into this channel and see if I can get it to go to the back and then find out where it comes out. So looks like it traveled somewhere. And there it is. I guess the tube is coming somewhere behind my mud flap, and the water's coming out right over here. So we know that this whole tubing is also in good condition. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side and just make sure that is also open. So pour some water into the back channel. And this channel, if it goes to the front, it's just gonna come out the front tube because it's sort of connected to each other. And if we take a look, it is coming out. So our channel is also open all the way over here, up over here, and into the moonroof. As I investigate my moonroof, I am also seeing that my seals are also degrading. Not sure how that could have happened. Maybe I scratched it off or something, but that could be a problem down the line. Right now, I'm just not gonna care about it too much. That is probably everything you need to know for the moonroof as a consumer on our 5th generation Toyota RAV4. You can go a bit further and grease certain areas to make sure the opening and closing mechanisms are in good condition, but that could be a bit too much. Right now, let's just make sure our seals are clean and our drain tubes are wide open.